And in this day, and in this evening, this nighttime, I wanna say, and oh Lord, I receive it all. I receive your goodness. I receive, my Lord, all that you have for me. I receive the abundance of clarity, the abundance of oxygen. Who would have thought that my Lord, our God, would love us so much that even the abundance of the very air that we breathe is so much abundant that there isn't even a whiff. Is that the right word? There isn't even a whiff of an overtake, a whiff of what can I really word it as? Like, you see what they call global warming, and that being caused by us burning a lot of this and that. It's only natural that we will manufacture some things. Some things are not to be manufactured, but because society and science and whoever deems it so does still manufacture this and that, those things that are dangerous even when we know they're still being burned. But the idea of what I'm saying here is the abundance of oxygen is so much, the abundance of air, the air that I need the most to be alive in this body, the air that is needed by this body to function so perfectly, is so much that even the Almighty made sure in that case that even when we went down our own path and started to destroy what had been given to us, we never really destroyed anything, because there's so much abundance of air that there isn't a way for you to destroy what he has created. There's so much air that no amount of burning of anything in this world would ever result in global warming or whatever it is that they say we are doing to destroy the air. It's only what you make of it in your own mind. It's only what you make. Of course, there are spaces where you would drive into or walk into the space and you'd feel and you'd like smell that, this isn't really smelling so nice. Like when a forest is burning, like when we burn grasses in the winter, because who's going to cut that space over there? Really, who's going to spend money cutting down that space of grass there? But we need to walk over there. We need to maintain that space. We need to make sure that space doesn't start to harbor threatful animals towards us living near that space. You see, so as we burn those grasses, obviously the air surrounding the space is going to be filled with the smoke, and it gets a little bit dangerous for you to breathe in that space for the time being. But in no time it'll clear out. In no time it'll clear itself out, and like naturally everything will just go back to the way it was in the air. The air will naturally clean itself out by whatever means that God created. And who are we to even know how planet Earth, Mother Planet Earth, actually does her cleansing of the air spaces that we live in? Like every single process here on earth is so special that no other day is like the next day. No other process is like the same process but in a different time. There is no summer like the summer of 0800 or the summer of 2020. There is no air cleansing process like that of last winter as compared to the air cleansing space that will happen when people start to burn the grasses around their spaces in this winter. And everything is just so, it's just so abundant. And everything is just so abundant. The air is so abundant. The love is so abundant. The provisions are so abundant. Everything is just in how we choose to see it. Sometimes it may take time, it may take time to pan out in the reality, in the physical form of it. You believe, you know that the abundance is yours, it's assured and all that, but you keep seeing this same physical reality and you start to feel like, maybe I'm not really on the right path, maybe reality is all there is to it, but it isn't. Whatever manifests in the reality, whatever manifests in the physical reality, always has to come from the soul form of what it is. Okay. That's something I try by all means to always remind myself. So if it's not panning out at this moment that I'm seeking it to, then there's something that the Almighty is working on behind the scenes. Behind the scenes is not necessarily behind the scenes per se in the way it sounds, but it simply means in the soul scene of your situation. Just believe in the abundance and let it flow in. Remind yourself every single point. Take note of what it is that when you do, that creativity comes alive inside of you. And stick to that. Do more of what it is that when you are focused on, it just sparks the love inside of you. It sparks the creativity inside of you. And breathe in the abundant air. What's up? I love you, yo. Brother, sister, darling.